Picturesquely planted along the banks of the Cache-la-Poudre River, Our Lady of the Valley Parish announces the presence of Christ the King to northern Colorado. Where once thrived the lowly sugar beet, in one of the fastest growing parts of the Archdiocese of Denver, today, hearts come alive in Our Blessed Lady's company. Now, from the Rectory, here is the Windsor Catholic Report with Father Samuel Morehead.
Greetings, this is Father Sam. Welcome back to the Rectory here in Windsor. It's good to have you with me as we have another Windsor Catholic Report. And it is good that we are together as we now enter into this latter half of the month of August. And we celebrate with Holy Mother Church this Sunday, the 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time. Before I get to the usual normal announcements, just a word of reflection and of remembrance. This week has been a difficult week in the life of our parish and the wider Windsor community. It was a week ago that one of our very own, Evan Cole, a 15-year-old whose family are parishioners here, he passed away in a drowning accident here in the Windsor vicinity. Evan was a member of our youth group, once upon a time an altar server. He had gone on a number of retreats to Mountain Madness, to Annunciation Heights, to Steubenville of the Rockies. He'd even told a couple persons at different times that he was thinking about the priesthood. Evan passed away this week, and it's been a tough one for not only his family, of course, but for the many friends he had through the parish, through Windsor Charter Academy. We held a vigil for him on Thursday evening. His funeral mass saw over 900 persons on Friday morning. I want to offer my special condolences not only to Francis, his mother, and his extended family, his siblings, and all who are close to him, but to all of his friends and the life of the parish at the Windsor Charter Academy and the other lives who have been touched by his passing. The poet John Donne says that any man's death diminishes me because I am connected to him. We all are connected to one another by the graces of baptism, the life of the church, and this was one of our own. And so we commend Evan to the mercy of God. We ask that the Lord would give him rest and peace, and we hold his memory alive, and we celebrate the good things he enjoyed, including fishing, as you can see there on that image to my side. And I want to thank Father Greg Peterson, our former pastor, for coming and leading the funeral mass on Friday. That was a blessing. So, to so many persons who've helped in these days, I want to say thank you, and a word of love to his family members and friends as we continue to lift each other up in prayer. These can be difficult times, but the Lord is with us. I want to invite all of the men of the parish to a special gathering this Sunday evening. We'll use the fire pit that's on the back side of the church in the beautiful garden that's there. Bring a lawn chair, bring an adult beverage or otherwise, something to share perhaps, and we'll gather together. I've got a reflection that I'd like to lead you on. I did this for another parish earlier in the summer, and as I was doing that for about 60 men at that church, I said, well, we could certainly do this up in Windsor, so it's a fireside chat, and I'm happy to lead it, and we're going to reflect on our faith and the call as men to respond to the Lord. So I invite all the men of the parish this Sunday evening, 7 p.m., to the fire pit on the backside of the church. It's time for us to announce the small group offerings. Our Lady of the Valley is so well known for having so many wonderful classes, programmings, activities for people to share their faith, to learn more about their faith, to go deeper in their faith. And we are announcing the lineup for the fall 2026 offerings right now. You can find a flyer, a pamphlet with all of them at the church this weekend. You can also find it on our flock note that's gone out as an attached PDF. If you have any questions about the fare that we're offering, you can contact Ryan Long in the parish office, as he's our director of faith formation and oversees not only the OCIA program, but also the small groups. And we have a wonderful lineup, and I'm so happy, so many great classes just to look through there. And of course, I'm a little inclined to promote my own, so I hope you don't mind. Every Wednesday evening, starting on the 2nd of September, and with a few exceptions for my retreat time and travels, until we get to about Christmas, I'm going to offer a 12-part series called Fundamentum. Last year I offered Radix. I love these Latin words. Radix was the roots, and it's understanding the roots that give us rise to a good Christian Catholic culture. Now we're going to see Fundamentum, the foundations upon which we build our faith life individually and collectively, and the necessity for the sacred liturgy, for God's grace, to do the work of building us up in Christ. This is going to be a 12-part series that talks about how grace becomes operative in our life, namely through the sacred liturgy. I find that so many persons don't have an adequate understanding of the theology of the sacred liturgy. That's just within the Catholic Church, not to mention outside of the Catholic Church. And so I'm trying to do my part to remedy it this fall. So join me on these Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. for about an hour and a half. I'll provide the lecture. I'll give you some opportunity to talk with one another, and I'm looking forward to offering this for all of you and anybody who might be interested. I had about 100 persons each class last fall, so I hope we can get as many this fall, and you all are welcome to this class. We're looking forward also coming up in October to our next marriage preparation retreat here in the life of the parish. We like to serve not only our own parishioners, but others in the vicinity with this, and we're looking for vendors who might want to sponsor the retreat this time around, but I'm thinking especially of those who are in the marriage industry in any way. Flowers, food, decorations, etc. If you want your name on our merchandise or on our information, our literature for those who are coming to this, we'll reach out to Emma Ward in our parish office. She can help out. And then as we do each year, we're going to offer a small change of Mass times to accommodate for our community celebration of Windsor's Harvest Festival. This is always on Labor Day weekend. On the Sunday, that first Sunday of the month of September, we're going to have, on September 6th, a delay of our Sunday morning Masses because of so much activity in the area. We're going to have, instead of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., we're going to have a 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Masses on that Sunday only. And then the very next day, on Labor Day, because of the parade that morning, we'll delay the daily Mass from 9 a.m. and it'll instead will be celebrated at noon on September 7th, which is Labor Day this year. There will be no confessions offered on that Labor Day because of the parade going on at the same time. So those are your one-off Mass changes at the very start of September for Labor Day weekend because of our Harvest Festival realities. This weekend, on Saturday, Holy Mother Church celebrates 1 week after the Assumption of Mary, the memorial, the feast of the Queenship of Mary. That Mary, when she was taken up in glory, body and soul, into heaven, was also crowned Queen of Heaven. It's the fifth and final glorious mystery of the Rosary. And to honor it this weekend, as we celebrate it liturgically, I had to find an image with Our Blessed Lady crowned. This is one of my favorites because it's the image of Our Lady of Walsingham. It's one depiction. When Our Blessed Lady appeared in this English village, to Lady Rocheldus in the year 1061, she appeared as an Anglo-Saxon queen. Mary's always doing that. God's granting her to do this. When she appears, she often appears in the likeness of the various cultures that we are a part of. And so it was 1,000 years ago that Our Lady, by tradition, was granted to appear in County Norfolk, England. Christ was in her hands. Both were crowned. Christ is the King of the world, and Our Lady Mary is the Queen. And so as we honor the Queenship of Mary, there's an image for you to meditate on and with. And I hope you and yours have a beautiful weekend this weekend. Do take care of yourself. Hold tight. We'll hold each other in love. God bless. See you very soon.